I'm going to tell you and admit who I am. I'm somebody who believes in being able to speak lucidly. I think that the destruction of the mother tongue is one of the worst things that is happening to our American civilization, and it is at free fall levels. I'm not going to apologize for that. I think that we are celebrating cretinism and Boeotians and idiots and dimwits and dullards and stupid mouth breathing, knuckle dragging fools who, because they have attained some level in our entertainment world or sports or music, somehow they are to be forgiven because they are cretins. Now, when you throw into the mix a decrepit and syphilitic and collapsing media world desperately trying to figure out something to pretend to feign relevance, then you get this. The other day, as you know, Diddy, who is what we call in the legal business technically called a dumbass, who doesn't understand anything, who goes on this recording jag after he is caught theoretically, I say theoretically, beating the hell out of Cassie. And by the way, this is the way we speak. We speak like everybody knows everybody by the first name. Anyway, he waived any attempts, any ability for him to contest the authenticity of the video. Because listen to me very carefully. The very thing people are going to be advised whenever they are caught in any type of documented crime, you're going to claim that's not me, that was AI. That was something else. That wasn't me, that was AI. That's not me, that's AI. That's what you say it was. Yeah, but isn't that you? I don't remember that. I don't remember this. Now, of course, Cassie can authenticate what happened and tell the police what happened, irrespective of the video. But let me just tell you something. I don't care. One day they're going to say, here's pictures of you on the grassy knoll in 1963. I'm sorry. Sorry. That's AI. It's not me. Pictures will mean nothing. Nothing. You won't be able to ever validate, authenticate photos. All right. So after Diddy decides to waive anything and also lay the groundwork for future lawsuits to use this behavior as prior bad acts, a la Weinstein, a la Trump, a la others, which is this new thing we're doing. We don't prosecute you now for what you're doing. We prosecute you for what you did 10, 15 years ago with 5, 10, 15 different women who aren't on trial and who never claimed any kind of criminality. So anyway, that notwithstanding, so CNN, trying desperately to remain relevant, decides to use who I thought was a one of their up-and-comers, Abby Phillip, to interview this cretin, this absolute Boeotian of the first degree, Cameron. Now let me bring this to your attention, and we're gonna break this down for you. First and foremost, I don't do this just for shock value, though I'm not gonna lie to you. I love destroying idiots who continue to add to the depravity of young people's worlds by telling young, impressionable rapper entertainment wannabes that this almost 50-year-old man, that this behavior and this level of intellectual torpor is somehow excusable, that this is attractive, that this is the way you speak, that this is the cool way. Now listen, before we begin, let me explain something. As you know, when folks in the music biz came about, when the Beatles first came about, it was all the, the lads from Liverpool, they're always joking and and that was funny, and everybody started to talk like Paul, and I can't do that Liverpool thing, but that's the way they did, because whatever they did, we did. All right, okay, fine. Then came the Stones, and then came Mick with this posh voice, which he's lost. Now he sounds like Dick Van Dyke doing Cockney. And then you have Keith, or Keith, who was this completely unintelligible, garbled, gibberish, drug-induced heroin, and people talk like him. And then to really prove it, Spinal Tap was the homage to this lunacy, this illucidity. Okay. So it's not just rappers, it's not just these groups, it's not just that, but it's a part of this new iteration that people love. And I guarantee you, the more stupid you act, young people will say, is that what you do? Just like to show you how stupid people are. How about the kid playing with a gun to his head, which is tragic, but it's like, are you kidding me? Terry Kath did that in 78 and it broke my heart. And now we're doing this. Do people not learn? But I digress. Let us begin, my friend, with and watch the look of absolute, and I'm going to stop this on many occasions, Abby Phillip, who must be saying, why am I interviewing this cretin? Is it because I'm black? Is that it? Or is it just that this is the best time? They didn't just pick me because I'm a black woman and somehow I'm able to comply and comport and connect with this insanity, because that would be racist. And CNN, of course, would never do that.
Thanks for being here. First, when you saw that video of Diddy, Cassie in that hotel, did you recognize that Sean Combs?
Now, let me stop. You understand, right? Do you not, that when she says, did you recognize, she didn't literally mean, do you recognize, can you identify? Yeah, that's him. That's him. You know, you know that, right? You know that when she said, did you recognize, it was almost like, is that the same Sean Combs that you knew? As though he laid the foundation ahead of time for any kind of friendship, which apparently, as you'll find out, he doesn't know anything about Mr. Diddy.
What I want to say, first of all, when I seen the video, everything in the video was egregious. I'm like,
very good. Egregious. I'm going to say, okay, we're off to a good start. I like that. Egregious. Good.
Everything in the video was egregious. I'm against. I don't support all the charges that's alleged against him. I don't support any of that trafficking, minors, domestic violence. I'm totally against it.
Now, hold it. I think he's saying he doesn't support the allegations which are the subject of the charges, as opposed to he doesn't support the charges, which means, I don't think he meant that. And notice how he refers to violence as valence, which I think, again, harkens back to, this might be a code to the man who shot Liberty Valance. And from that particular, one of my favorite expressions, when the legend becomes fact, print the legend, though that, I don't think that happened, but in any event, let's continue.
Video, everything in the video was egregious. I'm against. I don't support all the charges that's alleged against him. I don't support any of that trafficking, minors, domestic violence. I'm totally against it. So when I seen the video, yeah, I was kind of upset with it.
Okay. Again, this has nothing to do, but anyway, I don't want to even parse this.
No, being that I know him, he's not necessarily a friend, but yeah, I was upset when I seen it. But
did you recognize
everything
him?
I just said?
Did you recognize that kind of anger at all from your experiences?
I don't know like that. What did you mean? Do I be recognized? Did I recognize him? I seen him. What do you mean my experiences? I seen him and I thought it was disgusting. I didn't do a zoom in to see if it was really him or nothing, but he admitted it was him. So
you do know what recognize means. I hope somebody explained to Cameron what that referenced.
Yeah, it was him.
What did you think about the apology that he gave in that other video?
Ain't me for this. The apology ain't for me to decide. It's for Cassie. What I think about it don't matter.
So why are you here? And by the way, this becomes a very, very cogent question. And I'm not the only one asking it. Why is he here? What was the point of this? Who arranged this? Why? What does Cameron have to, Cameron Bay, right? No, what does Cameron have to do with anything? It's a good question. Very good question.
He ain't do nothing to me. Cassie need to ask Cassie if she accept the apology. I told you how I feel. I said what I said.
I want to play a conversation that you had on your podcast back in September with Mace.
Now, this is one where I'm wondering, what? Mace? Don't you love? Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm supposed to know who Mace is. Maybe you. I'm sure you know who Mace is, but there's no reference to record producer, impresario, anything along those lines. No, it's just Mace. Oh yeah, of course, Mace.
Listen.
Yeah.
When you had your record deal, why did you take me to Biggie Smalls and not Bad Boy?
First of all, love the look. Okay, pocket square, a little ostentatious. I enjoy it. I appreciate the gray ensemble. A little bit like Nathan Wade. Nathan Wade sports that particular type of a fabric, but you know, let's face it. In this world of t-shirts and you know, inappropriate mufti, this is very good.
Man, it's almost gonna bring me to tears to say this. I just, being that I saw you as such a good friend, I wanted to put you with somebody I knew with.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. A lot of people ask me that on.
Now I'm going to say something, and I know that what I'm saying is a complete and total waste of time. I know that. But if there's one word, one thing, one that if there's one change that would really behoove everybody, let us all, irrespective of where we live, please let us not say axe for ask. John Kennedy never said, axe not what your country can do. It's like fingernails on a chalkboard for me. I've never been able to get past it. I've never been, and I don't know why. And I don't know why. And in New York, you hear it constantly from all demographics. It's not necessarily what you think, all demographics and all different aspects of the New York scene. But it drives me crazy, similar to Sandwich. But it just is one of those things. Please trust me. You would behoove yourself. You would be behooved, I should say. It would behoove you, and believe behoove. It would benefit you tremendously if you took that particular piece of advice to heart.
I knew it.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. A lot of people ask me that on Instagram, man. Don't have me just out here crying and shit, man.
Crying and shit. It's that. Thank you, CNN, for going through and you know, clear. I mean, to me, it's de minimis, but still, it goes to show you whoever slapped this thing together didn't even listen to him.
I'll get emotional in here, man.
Instantly, I knew Biggie would do right by you.
Now, most people are wondering, what the hell was that about? What does it have to do with anything? And Miss Phillip is probably saying the same thing. What was the connection of that? Let me see what I think it is. I think it was to show that Diddy had a propensity, a reputation for maybe not looking out for people the best he could, something to that effect. I guess. See, this is the first rule of, trust me, CNN, don't ever have a guest on where the audience says, what the hell was that about? What was this? And please don't tell me that the CNN usual group is so connected and so conversant with the world of hip hop that they're aware of this. So please, next time, don't.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that? I mean, is there something?
Wait. You see what he's doing now? Watch what he's drinking. Watch what he's drinking. Product placement here. Watch this. Watch very carefully.
More about that. I mean, is there?
What is that?
Is there something known in the industry about how Diddy treated his artists?
Taking a swig. He's taking a swig. Listen.
So I'm going to get some cheeks after this horsepower joint.
I'm going to get some cheeks after this horsepower drink. And notice the look of incredulity and shock on the part of the sophisticated Miss Phillip. And by the way, most of you already knew this, but let me make sure. Cameron took a shot of pink horsepower on air. Pink horsepower is a supplement drink owned by Cameron, which, according to his website, quote, is designed to empower man's sexual intimacy by helping to improve stamina and libido. It empowers intimacy, not sex, but intimacy. I don't want to necessarily be the one to parse the difference between the two, but that's not what he's referring to, but let's let it go.
I'm just going off what Mace said. Mace took me to Biggie. I don't really know Puffers like Mace know Puff. So I appreciate what Mace said. And of course, that's my brother. So if he felt that way, then he felt that way. I can't.
What the hell is he saying?
Really tell you how Puff moves or anything like that. Mace may know better than me because he was signed to Puff. I wasn't. But my show does come on at 8 a.m. Eastern on YouTube. It's called It Is What It Is. And y'all make sure y'all check it out. I mean, I might get some more information out of Mace from there. But for me to tell you how Puff act and all that, I don't know. I never was signed to him.
Yeah.
I was ever signed to him. I don't know what's going on. I'm not a good friend. I'm not really sure. What am I doing here? I don't know what you mean. What are you talking about? Oh, this is great. By the way, bravo, CNN. You know, if in the old days, when I was doing CNN, they would have these line producers or these segment producers, and they would ask you all these questions on the phone and say, would you please? And of course, they would never repeat the questions they ask you, but they would just drive you nuts with these questions. Did they ask this man anything?
What about the industry in general? I mean, so many people have pointed out that Diddy couldn't get away with this stuff if there weren't a lot of people protecting him.
What possibly could have motivated her to think that now this deep dive, he can't even answer the simplest of questions. And now this man, who, by the way, years ago was an advocate of the snitches get stitches-esque type of a move, which he later apologized for. But you're asking him to expose the industry that he's gonna rat people out? Oh yeah, this goes on all the time, trafficking and the like. Yeah, you better believe it.
Do you think that's the case?
Who the talent agent for this joint? Like, you think I'll be sitting around watching what Diddy do and all this? I didn't know.
Now, this deserves a careful reiteration of his absolute incredulity and his particular style and patois of such.
Who the talent agent for this joint? Like,
who the talent agent for this joint? How many of us have wanted to ask that question of CNN? And thank you, Mr. Cameron.
Like, you think I'll be sitting around watching what Diddy do and all this? I didn't know this was a Diddy joint that y'all invited me to. Yo, who booked me for this joint?
Who booked me for this joint?
All right.
Wow, and I'll be sitting around watching Diddy and all that. Yeah,
thanks.
Man, come on, man.
Thanks for joining us. Thank you for your time tonight.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. You enjoy it.
I love train wrecks. It's the same reason Gomez Adams loved the train wreck. Now, by the way, his Instagram, he basically said, and this was so good, F they invite me on CNN for, showing his own incredulity, his own confusion as to what the purpose of his visit was. So much to unpack from this. I love that expression. Number one, CNN is gone. This young lady, I hope, recovers from this, and I hope her agent is on the phone and says, don't ever do this again, because there was so much wrong to it. The juxtaposition of this, intended or unintended, was obvious and wrong. You understand that? Next. Is anybody running the show there? Did they say, what do we do? Listen, we gotta do this Diddy thing. Get a rapper. Okay, sure. Got Cameron, whatever. Cameron Mitchell from High Chaparral. Was that it? No? Who? Anybody? Cameron Diaz? Cameron. Okay, sure. All right, get him on. Who is he? I don't know. They're all the same rappers, schmappers. Get him on and stretch it. Because CNN is a runaway train, this pathetic, this monster with this huge maw. You got to keep feeding, things to keep its appetite under control. I mean, it is sad. It is beyond pathetic. And we'll talk later on some particular point. But Diddy, you're out of your mind. First of all, these are cretins. And please, to the young folks, do not aspire to this. Do not aspire to this. Can you tell me why? Seriously, how much are we going to be one day grunting? Are we going to be one day just, and by the way, as we become more and more anti-communicative by virtue of social media, we're going to just be grunting at each other in the future. This is embarrassing. It is so wrong. And it's the end of Diddy, but wait until he really realizes it, that it's over. And Diddy asked himself, why didn't they arrest me? Are they telling everybody that I'm a rat? Are they do I hear some kind of an Epstein reference? We'll get to that, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for more piquant commentary like this. And I ask you at this particular time to comment, dear friend. Comment as you see fit.